Hello and welcome learners for the second session of Office Management and Administrative Skills. In the second session of this module, we are going to learn following concepts such as data documentation and why it is important. Then, what is data repository and its need. So let's understand what is data documentation. Data documentation is very essential to systematically document organizations or business data. Whether you are doing service in a private company or you are associated with government office, if you are working in an educational institute for teaching purpose, and if you are learning in an educational institute for learning purpose, the data documentation is always helpful for smooth operations. The data documentation is nothing but capturing the work done in a particular way which enables others to understand what you did, that they are thus data documentation is nothing but capturing the work done in a particular way which enables others to understand what you did so that they can also imitate the process. It should have purpose which answers the question such that such as what was done, how it was done, why it was done, when it was done, and also who performed the work and where they performed the work. So basically data documentation is very much essential in our day-to-day life. Okay, now we'll understand why documenting work is important. Usually data documentation should begin at the inception of a project. Inception means at the beginning of the project and should continue throughout the project or for the allotted task. This helps documentation easier and it helps organization and their employees for future projects by providing necessary information whenever required. Data documentation also ensures that you and others will be able to interpret, assess and repeat your work. This creates documentation bit easy and make it perfect so that it remains in the people's mind for maintaining integrity of each process in the coming time also. Data documentation usually ensures that you and other people will able to understand, interpret, assess, follow and repeat your work. There are different types of format for doing documentation. The first format is README file. In the README file, it contains critical information about data files including citation information, file organization structure, variable definition, methodical information, code, if applicable, data collection information, software or other related information, licensing information. Usually it is stored in the text file. Just like README file, there is a README tab. It is quite similar to README file, except this, it is often created in connection with spreadsheet. There is a data dictionary concept also for storing data documentation, a file that provides critical information about data file by describing the names, definition and attributes of data element. This is often created for tabular data, though it can be made for all data set format. Just like README file and README tab, there are code books, commented code, lab notebooks used for data documentation. Thus, documentation can be done either on a paper, which is traditional method, or on online or a digital or analog platform or analog media, such as audio tape or CDs, DVD and hard disk drive. Nowadays, cloud is also used to store and maintain documentation. The common example of documentation are company's user manual or company's user guide, white papers, online help centers and quick reference guides. These are also considered as a documentation examples. Now let's understand. Students, consider the example of Google. It is the best and popular website across the globe. We are using Google as a search engine or for operating mail such as Gmail, or we are also using Gmail for using applications like Google Meet, Google Forms, Spreadsheet, Google's Android platform, which is very popular nowadays. Google services are used every day by millions of people. The company has hundreds of products and applications, and usually these products has its own documenting page or user manual. The customer satisfaction with Google service is quite high, and this is possible because of standard documentation, maintaining standard documentation, maintaining good user manuals, maintaining good user guides. This is because the queries and feedback from customers are handled through Google Help portal. It can be said that user documentation is important part when it comes to delivery of product or services offered to customer. I've talked a lot about online documentation and their benefit. Due to technological transformation, paper-based or hard copy-based documentation has become obsolete. Thus, systematic, detailed and clear data documentation improves and enhances the user experience, the quality of data. It also helps in order to make data publishable, discoverable, citable and reusable. If you are doing this in a systematic manner, it can be used for a research purpose also. Thus, while documenting data, proper description, annotation, references and contextual information should be considered. Common types of documents in an organization are transactional documents. These transactional documents records day-to-day activities, day-to-day functioning. There is a financial reports and receipts which takes care of the financial transaction. Emails are also there. Chat backups are there. Business letters or reports. So these are the common documentation which we come across every organization. Now we are going to understand the last part of the data documentation. Data, information and knowledge is an integral part of our life. Hence, we should maintain data documentation in a systematic manner which avoids confusion or unnecessary lengthy processes in our business. Hence, data documentation is quite important. Now let's understand the role of data, information and knowledge in our life. They are used to justify reasoning and taking decision. Hence, for taking decision, a tool is required to collect, store and help to analyze data. A data repository is a useful tool for managing business data. Now let's see what is database and what is data dictionary. Now let's see what is database and data dictionary. A database is a place where data can be stored. It stores real-time information about particular part of business. Thus, its main role is to process the daily transactions that your company makes. Students, now let's move to the second part of the second session. Data, information and knowledge is an integral part of our life. They are used to justify reasoning and taking decisions. Hence, for taking decisions, a tool is required or a methodology needs to finalize which collects, store and help data to analyze. A data repository is a useful tool for managing business data. Now let's see what is database and data dictionary. A database is a place which can store a data. It stores real-time information about a particular part of a business. Thus, its main role is to process the daily transaction that your company or that your organization makes. So, usually the company's day-to-day transactions are systematically recorded in database. Example, recording which item have sold is basically maintained in database. For example, if you are tracking how many items are sold throughout the day, they are basically maintained in the database. Database handles a massive volume of simple queries very quickly. Hence, whatever data is stored, they are systematically recorded in database. Whereas a repository is a database that stores the metadata for designer objects. The data repository is a large database infrastructure. Several databases, it collects data from several databases. In day-to-day life, repository is a place where things are stored or collected. Now let's see an example. Data repository are as follows. They are classified into following types: a data warehouse, a data lake, a data mart, a data queue. A data warehouse, which is a large data repository that combines data usually from multiple sources or a segment of a business without the data being essentially related. A data warehouse is a system that basically pulls, that is, it tries to pull together data within an organization for reporting and analysis. A data warehouse usually only stores data that's already modeled or structured. So we can say in data warehouse, data which is stored is maintained in a structured pattern or in a systematic modeled pattern. The reports built from complex queries within a data warehouse are basically used to make business decisions. So these are basically simple in nature. So whatever decisions, whatever analysis is took place in data warehouse, they are simple in nature, but the decision takes place from complex queries. Now let's see an example. In the airline system, this is used for managing and controlling operations like crew management, analysis of most optimum and economic route, understanding frequent travelers or flyers program promotion. So whatever data is available, from that data you can find out these aspects related to airline industry, like crew management, that is coming passengers coming to your flight and where they are going, from where they are coming. So this is done with the help of data warehouse. You can also focus on the promotional programs for such flyers or such travelers. Another example of data warehouse is understanding the retail management system. The data warehouse is widely used for distribution and marketing. It also helps to track items, customer buying trends, or customer buying behavior. It also focuses on understanding customer buying patterns. It also focuses on promotion techniques and also used for determining pricing policy, which is very important when you are looking from marketing and sales point of view. Hence data warehouse is quite important if we take example of data which is stored in retail management. Now let's move to the second aspect related to data repository. A data lake is a second, you can say, it is a one more classification of data repository. A data lake is a large data repository that stores unstructured data that is classified and tagged with metadata. A data lake is a place where individual can dump all forms of data generated in various parts of your business or organization. Structured data feeds, chat logs, emails, images and videos are stored in data lake. The data collection routines does not filter any information out, so everything is stored in data lake. Data related to cancelled return and invalid transactions will also be captured or in the data lakes. So when we have seen data warehouse and data lake, the difference between two is, in data warehouse the data is structured, whereas in data lakes the data is unstructured condition. Now the third part of the data repository, that is data mart. Data marts are subset of data repository. A data mart is preferred method when working with a department data because a data mart is a repository for summarized data derived from data warehouse. So you can say data mart is a small part from data warehouse. These data marts are more targeted, so that whatever is the data, it comes from user. So to understand the data from user needs and to focus on the further processing of the data. Data mart also are more Data marts also are more secure because they limit authorized users to isolated data sets. So only limited data is available to authorized user with respect to data mart. Those users cannot access all the data in the data repository. So it means there is a security issues maintained with the data mart. The company executives or sales team might use the data mart for marketing analysis. This can be considered as an example of data mart. That is, if you are working in marketing or sales department, the related data, that is companies executives and the sales team might get only access to marketing analysis related data. Metadata repositories stores data about data and databases is the fourth part of the data repository. Metadata repositories store data about data and databases is the fourth. It is the fourth classification of the data repositories, and data cubes are also considered in the data repository classification. Data cubes are list of data with 3 or more dimensions stored on a table, just like in a spreadsheet. So this is about data repository and how they functions and the classification of data repository. Now we are going to move to the third parameter of the session, that is data handling. Now we are going to study the concept of data handling. In the world of technology, internet and e-commerce, data is all. We can say that data is lifeline of all organizations. The more any organization gathers and handle accurate data and use it accordingly, the more successful is the organization. So learners, we should know what is data and why do we need it. So data are individual piece of information about a particular system. The average human body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, which is the data. The number of kids in the class is also data. Number of students performing chemical experiments is also data. The examples of data are weights, prices, cost, quantity of items sold, employee names in a particular company, products name in a particular company, addresses of a person, addresses of an individual is considered as a data. Data is usually represented in the form of pictographs, pie chart, bar chart, line graph, histogram, scatter graph, stem or leaf plots, etc., which serves for different purpose and help individual for taking decision. Data is made useful by data collection, data assorting, and it is finally processed through data analysis. Data handling is the process that comprises of data collection, data organization, data analysis, and finally its depiction with the help of graph or chart. When we depict the data with the help of graphs or chart, it helps to take certain decisions. It helps to analyze the trends related to data. It helps managers for taking certain decisions, and hence data handling and management is very much important tool in the digital world. For example, availability of required data helps to better understand customer and business. Customers are adding value to the business and helps business to generate profit. Data handling is the process of gathering, recording, and offering information in a systematic way. This systematic way is nothing but presenting in a graph, presenting in a chart, which is then useful to analyze and evaluate and make predictions and choices. Data handling is the method of carrying out statistical analysis on the given data. The survey conducted by Deloitte, which is one of the best MNC in the ITES sector, highlights that all organization, even a small startup, also produces data. Any business with website, a social media presence, online presence, and also firm accepts e-payment for any purpose, collects data from customer, their user habits, demographic, and web traffic. So the data so So, all these organizations who have online presence, virtual presence, creates data. It generates bundles of data. All this data created have a huge potential if handled properly, if handled systematically, if handled in a proper manner. There are certain steps to follow in data handling. Following are the steps to follow in data handling. The first step is the purpose. That is, the problem or purpose should be identified and well defined. The second is collection of data. Data relevant to the purpose should be collected. The third is representation or presentation of data. The collected data is to be presented in the meaningful and easy to understand form. It should be in the form of a simple table or a graphical way. The graphical representation of data is a fourth step where visual representation makes analysis and understanding of trends quicker and has a much greater impact. So usually graphical charts, bar charts create better impact on individual and it retains for a longer duration. Analyzing the data is the fifth step. The data undergoes inspection to derive useful and necessary information that helps in taking further action. The last is conclusion, where it provides a solution to our problems, to our issues, and help to analyze the data in a required way. These are the steps followed in data handling. Now we are going to understand benefits of data handling. The benefits of data handling include increased productivity of business. Good data management and handling helps to understand the data around us. Thus leads to business become productive. For example, almost all organization uses analytics to improve their prediction and outcome. In order to understand consumer preferences, their likings and their expectations, consumer data is required. Proper data management and handling creates and builds meaningful relationship with their consumers and work on the market competition. Well organized and carefully structured data helps to improve decision making. It also allows easy sharing within organization. It keeps sensitive and business data safely stored and allows easy retrieval of relevant information when demanded. The next benefit is saving valuable resources. Proper data management and handling allows companies to save time, efforts, and resources. Thus, businesses are become more cost efficient by avoiding unnecessary duplication of the information. Required information whenever it is available to any company, any firm, any organization is always saving valuable resources. Systematic storing is essential to retain the data organized, structured, easily retrievable and safe. The third benefit is improve processes and understand business performance. Proper data management and handling helps to improve on the business processes and to understand business performance in a particular way. Sports teams are a great example of businesses that collects performance data of their team members and then the team performance can be analyzed or team individual performance members performance can be analyzed. The fourth is data helps to solve problems in a systematic manner. So data handling and data management is very much important for any business organization.
Now we are going to understand what is data security. The bundles of data and information is created, updated and manipulated, distributed and stored. The amount of data created is growing day by day, which have requirement to have data governance. Consider a scenario. If you have written a small unique program and someone tries to steal it, here it comes the concept of data security and which is very important for any business. protecting valuable and sensitive individual or company's information such as customers' personal or financial information is very important. Data security is a practice and process in order to protect digital information from unauthorized access and from modification, corruption or theft. The data that the data that company creates, collects, stores and exchange is valuable asset for the company. Data security is a vital practice which guards it from corruption and unauthorized access by internal or external people and protects company from financial losses, unnecessary legal complications, reputation damage, consumer confidence disintegration and brand erosion. Data security is a vital because every day the n number or a big chunk of, you can say, data is created by companies, and this created data is nothing but asset for those companies. Security of data and digital asset is very important. Data security includes first, ensuring integrity of data, second, ensuring confidentiality of data, and maintain authenticity of data, which comprises of integrity, confidentiality and authenticity as a triangle. Prevent the loss or destruction of a data is very important. It is practice which includes every aspect of information security, from physical security of hardware and storage devices to administrative and access control, as well as logical security of software application. Organizations should have robust data security policies and strategies in order to protect information assets against cyber criminal activities, but they also guard against insider threats and human errors, which remains among the leading cause of data breaches. Now we are going to understand how data security is very much important and what are the different tools and technologies used for deploying it. Data security involves deploying tools and technologies. These tools should be able to apply protections like tokenization, encryption, data masking, erasure of sensitive files, and should help to streamline audits. Types of data security. So let us see it. Encryption. Encryption is very commonly used data security technique, or you can say it is one of the very famous type of data security. Using an algorithm to transform normal text character into unreadable format, encryption key scramble data so that only authorized users can read it. File and databases encryption solution servers are available, which is used for protecting the required information and data. The next is tokenization. Tokenization substitutes sensitive data with random characters that are not algorithmically reversible. The relationship between the data and its token values each stored in a protected database lookup table. The next is data erasure. It is a more secure than standard data wiping. Data erasure uses software to completely override data or any storage devices. It verifies that the data is unrecoverable. Next is data masking. Masking data is one more data security type. Here, organization can allow teams to develop applications or train people using real data. It masks personally identifiable information, which is PII, where necessary, so that development can occur in the environment that are compliant. The next is data resiliency. Resiliency is determined by how well a data center is able to endure or recover any type of failure. From hardware problems to power shortage and other disruptive events, data resiliency is very much important. Authenticity. Authenticity along with authorization is one of the common ways to boost data security and protect against data breaches. Authentication technology verifies if your user credential matches those stored in your database. Today's standard authentication processes include passwords, PINs, security tokens, a wipe card or biometric. Authentication is made easier through single sign-on technology, which with one security token allows an authenticated user access to multiple systems, platform and application. Authorization technology determines what an authenticated users are allowed to do or see your website or server. The next type of data security is access control. Authentication and authorization happens through the process called access control. Access control system can include discretionary access control, role-based access control and mandatory access control, which allows a system administrator to strictly control access to all information. The next is backup and recovery. Data security, one more component includes a plan for how to access your company's and clients' data in the event of system failure, disaster, data corruption or breach. Doing regular data backup is an important activity to help with that access. A data backup needs making a copy of your data and storing it on a particular system or medium such as tape, disk and nowadays cloud. We can then recover lost data by using backup plan and backup recovery methods. Data security capabilities and solutions are very much important for every business. Data security tools and technologies should address the growing challenge inherent in securing today's complex, distributed, hybrid and multi-cloud computing environment. These include understanding where data resides, keeping track of who has access to it, blocking high-risk activities and potentially dangerous file movements. Comprehensive data protection solution that enables enterprise to adopt a centralized approach to monitor and create a policy enforcement can simplify the task. Data discovery and classification tool plays important role so that data can be secured. Sensitive information can reside in structured and unstructured data repositories including databases, data warehouses, big data platforms and cloud environments. Data discovery and classification solutions automate the process of identifying sensitive information and vulnerabilities.
Now let's understand data security strategies. A well-planned data security strategy integrates people, process and technology. Organizations should make security a priority across all areas of the enterprise. When people, process, technologies are safe related to any organization, you can say data is safe and data is nothing but asset for the organization. There are various methods or you can say there are various strategies which are very much important. So the first strategy is physical security of server and user devices should use good antivirus and spyware protection. The next is employees should be trained and educated for working with a particular file or for handling with a particular data so that the data is secured in the employee's hand. The next is access management and control and periodically perform a data risk assessment. The next is focus on physical devices and remote access. The next is application security and patching up. Backups and recovery are important parameters with respect to data security strategies. Network endpoint security monitoring and control can also be act as a data security strategy. Thus, organizations should define data security or cyber security or even information security so that it can prevent from various attacks such as ransomware attacks, phishing attacks, malware, denial of service or SQL injection, etc. Thus, data security is very much important for any organization, whether it is a private limited company, public limited company or whether it is a startup. So, this is all about data security, data warehousing, data handling and data repositories. Thank you.